Hey guys, Crystal here from Elite Total Body Care, Elite Hair Care USA, and Private Label Hair Care Company. So today is a little bit of a different video. I am going to be making some steamed fish. I'm actually going to be doing it on the stove top rather than in the oven. This is kind of like a faster way to do it. So I went ahead and I wanted to pre-record for you guys rather than do it on live. So we are going to go straight in to all the deets and let's get started. All right, so to start off, I got some fish from Costco. I was very surprised. This is, I'll show you guys right here. It's whole snapper farm raised. It was like $24. Let me tell you something. If you can get fish for $24, it was all good. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys, how you determine if your fish is fresh. You look at the eyeball and you also smell your fish. And you also look inside the fish itself, but typically the eyeball will tell you how fresh the fish was at the time of them freezing it or whatever the case may be. But you can choose your fish wherever you want to choose your fish. Majority of the time I go to the fish market, but I saw this at Costco's and it looked extremely fresh, so I picked it up. Okay, so now we are going to clean our fish. What I tell people is fish is, even though it comes already cleaned somewhat in the pack, the fish is not really clean, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and clean my fish. I'm going to put them into a bowl of cold water. And in the midst of me putting them in the bowl, I always seem to find scales on my fish, no matter who scales them. So I like to go through and just kind of clean my fish up myself, just to make sure that I get all of the scales off. I know a lot of people don't like scaling fish in their home because the scales get everywhere, but typically the scales are usually on the underside or the belly of the fish, also near the tail and right by the head. So keep that in mind, you guys, when you are cleaning your fish. I know a lot of you don't like the fish head and you get it cut off, but you still have to clean your fish yourself, you guys. Don't trust anyone to clean your fish for you. Now, removing of the gills, that's great. But outside of removing of the gills, I still go back and make sure that my fish is thoroughly scaled and the inside of the fish is clean. That's the only reason why I kind of wanted to show this part of the video. This part is also very tedious, but what I recommend is when you buy your fish, go ahead and pre-clean them and then rebag them and put them in your freezer until you're ready for them. So what I'm doing is taking a lemon and cutting it up and squeezing the lemon into the water or lemon juice. And then I'm also dropping the actual lime, I said lemon, but lime juice or limes into the water because I'm tongue-tied. The limes are going to help clean your fish, get them nice and fresh. And then I also use vinegar. Sometimes I'll use salt. Sometimes I'll use rum if I don't have any vinegar. And that is just to really clean your fish really well. Okay, so let's go over our veggies and seasonings. I have 2 limes, an onion, a pack of carrots, a Irish potato, some okra or okra as you know it, Kerrygold butter, and then I have some black pepper, some all-purpose seasoning, and then I also have some cumin. What you don't see here is I also am going to add a scotch-bonnet pepper, a scallion. I don't have any thyme available, and then I'm also going to add some paprika to the mix. So that's all of our seasonings. So we're going to go ahead and get our Dutch pot. So I have one of those big Dutch pots that I like to use. So I cut my butter up into some pieces. And I always like to drop some butter at the bottom first, and then I'll put my fish in there on top of it. Now, some people season their fish in the bowl. You can season your fish wherever and however you want, you guys. I season mine in the pot. I mean, what's the purpose of wasting the seasoning over in a bowl when I can get all the goodness in the pot? So I like to pre-mix my seasoning. So I put my black pepper, I put my seasonal. The seasonal is from Easy Spice. You can get that at any West Indian store. I got my cumin seasoning, and then I added a little bit of paprika I was having the hardest time grabbing the bottle, but I finally got it and put some in there. You can add any other seasonings you want. Some people add chili powder, some people add all kind of things, but you choose whatever seasonings you want and you add your seasonings. I would also love to add some pimento seed, but I did not have any. and I just use what I had, you guys. So what I do is I go through after mixing my seasoning, and then I just literally sprinkle it into the belly of the fish first. That's the most important part that needs to be seasoned really well. And then after that, I will go and sprinkle it on all of the fish and then go through and rub it all over the fish just to make sure that the fish, there's not one crevice of the fish that does not have seasoning on it, right? But people seem to think that like season all or season all, the easy spice one is extremely salty, and it's not. So that's another reason why I wanted to make sure that I really rub it really well on the fish. I tend to add a little bit of salt in the midst of cooking the fish, but to every each his own. Your taste is your taste. That is just how I season my fish, okay? And then I have my plate here with my aromatics. So I have some garlic, which I didn't mention earlier. I have some onion that I put there, the Scotch bonnet. I beat up 2 stalks of green onion, and I also added the Irish potato. You can exclude the Irish potato, it's your choice. And then I also had my okra that I cleaned and cut up and also put in there as well. And then I always put my aromatics on the top. And then I go back and I use the entire stick of butter. Steamed fish cannot be cooked without butter. Okay, that is just my take, and you need a whole heap of butter. So that's just me. And then I take a little bit of water just to start it off. The fish is going to make its own water as it begins to steam, but I just put a little bit of water in the pot on the sides and just allow that to kind of help start the steam action, right? And then I put my Dutch pot on the stove on medium heat, and then I allow it to bring itself up to a rumble. And how you do steamed fish, you do not actually use a spoon in your pot. You actually shake the pot or swirl the pot around, because you don't want your fish to get broken apart. Your fish is very delicate as it cooks. So you just literally shake the pot and swing the pot around without swinging out everything onto yourself. And that keeps the fish from sticking, but you do have to do it every couple minutes just to make sure that the fish doesn't stick. And then what I noticed was I still wanted a little bit more juice, I guess it was, or gravy or whatever you want to call it. So I did add a little bit more water, but it's not a ton of water. You want to add water gradually and make sure that you are tasting your food to confirm that it's to the liking of like your seasonings or whatever it is. Okay, so I never actually put a spoon inside the pot, you guys. I literally just shimmied the pot around, swirled the pot around, make sure my fish didn't stick, and that also would distribute my juices and water and all that good stuff. So here is the finished result, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. But steamed fish is really easy to make, and I hope you guys got a couple tips and tricks from this video. Thanks for watching.